welcome back to the Rose Reports YouTube channel. Today we are joined by a new face again. I'm loving getting all the new faces on recently, but this one I'm looking forward to. Some good opinions from this man. Say hi, Dan.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm very glad that you were able to join us today. It's always good to get new faces on, but I'm gonna jump straight into it today. I'm tired of giving these long intros. I think they're knackering me during these videos now. They're getting too long, but moving to this Preston game, this is a big game. This is the driver's seat game. We've got Sunderland West Brom on Sunday, so we've got the chance to set the bar for these other teams to reach. So going into this game tomorrow, obviously a big derby game as well. Some of the Preston fans will be up for it. The Preston players will definitely be up for it. I reckon Liam Delap, I reckon some of the youngsters there. I think the young forces will come out with all guards up. But what do you think we need to improve upon from the Coventry game, mate?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, going back from the Coventry game, I actually thought we played all right, especially second half. I thought, especially first half. Sorry, I think the big change in that was the tempo. I think Adam Water was a big part in that because he was getting on the ball, he was picking the right passes, getting into the right space, and yeah. So not all we need to improve on because like you can see the fighting, everything's there. It's just we just need that rubber to green. We're just not seeming to get it at the moment.
Yeah, and like you said, the Adam Water, an absolutely brilliant game. I think he is an answer to a lot of questions we've been giving out recently. I think as much as Tyler Morton he had a good start of the season. We can't take that away from him. I think it's time to drop him. I know he might have a clause. I've heard some rumours he's got a 90% playing time clause or something like that. If I'm JDT, I'm stepping up to Klopp. I'm going, sorry, mate, but these last three games are absolutely crucial, mate. Like we can't be playing this guy. And I think Adam Water is the answer there in that aspect. One other thing, what I would improve upon personally, the one thing I want is consistency throughout the match. That's it. That's the only thing I want. A bit more clinicality as well up front. I think that, that comes with a new striker, though, and I won't bang on about a new striker. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about a new striker link every other bloody day with Blackburn Rovers. But for me personally, I think that, it's all good playing this consistent football 80 minutes. Then the last 10 minutes, it's just dreadful. Like last 10 minutes, we were giving away silly fouls, and that goal that they scored was unacceptable. Going past the front three defenders on the front post. I mean, come on. How is a keeper being more aggressive than your whole defense and your own keeper put together to get to that ball? It should have got ridden off a long time ago. But apart from that, really good performance, I thought, against Coventry. And if we put a similar one in against Preston, we could get a result. But one position I want to move on to here, and I know Dan's got quite a good opinion on the fullbacks here, but Harry Pickering's back for this game, which is obviously quite big for us. It's nice to have a natural left footer in that left back position. But what I want to know is, with Harry Pickering back, what would you do with the fullbacks? Are we talking Callum Britton at right back, JRC in midfield, or Callum Britton sitting back onto the bench? Come on, Dan, what are you thinking?
Well, in regards to the fullback situation, I love Callum Britton as a fullback, and I think he can play just as good on the left as he can on the right. But for me, I prefer it when you've got like more of a balance. I think Pickering does come back into the side because like I can't really recall him having a bad game all season. Like he's always minimum 6 or 7 out of 10 every single week. So I would play Pickering. And like they're going about moving JRC in midfield, but like because we play a 4-2-3-1 and you're wanting Wharton and Trav in midfield, it's like who do you take out to get him in? You're taking Wharton out, aren't you, to put Britton in it right back. So I just think JRC is fine where he is. And keep Pickering at left back personally, and Callum Britton, I love him. And I remember first game at home against QPR, I went to the
Yeah.
game and I was like, wow, we've got a real right back here. I was like, Niambi who straight in. And then but yeah, he's just got to bide his time on the bench because JRC is in the form of his life.
Yeah, and like you said there, I think it is quite harsh that Britain doesn't have his place in the starting 11. But JRC's form's just been absolutely incredible, hasn't it? Really, I mean, you can't not start him when he's in this form, can you? He's absolutely unbelievable. It's like if we dropped JRC, right, that would then give every Blackburn Rovers fan an excuse to just chuck more abuse at JDT for, making some stupid tactical decisions. So why even risk it for JDT? You're playing Harry Pickering at left back, JRC at right back. I fully agree. But one lad that, has been in and around the team during the end of the season, Harry Leonard. I want to know what you think on the take with him. He didn't even make the bench against Coventry for some odd reason. I thought when we were trying to close the game out, I think we did need that striker in for Sam Gallagher. Obviously, we didn't even have it available on the bench. So when it comes to Harry Leonard, what are we doing? Do you think Dak gets dropped back to the reserves again? Do you think that Leonard stays in the reserves and, Dak gets his place on the bench still? What would you be doing?
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because like you go on about like Leonard has been banging him in for the reserves, and he seems like a pure goal scorer. Like what we lack, because with Gallagher, it's like I think I put on the Rovers too the other day. I love him as a person. He gives you absolutely everything he's got, but it's like he is not that clinical striker that we lack, is he? Is it? He just gives everything. But it's like thing with Gallagher, he goes like, I was like, yeah, I love him, but then he'll go like about 7 or 8 games without scoring. I'm like, oh, he's annoying me now. But then he'll go and score, and then it just keeps like going around in circles like that. And I'm a bit like that with him now. I seen that header the other night, and I'm like, oh, could Leonard do that? I'm like, I don't know, but in terms of Leonard, I would probably give him a start because I think now it's like, what have we got to lose now? It's either you may as well just try something different. And like, I know he was dropped the other night, but like, you think Dak has a bit better qualities than Leonard in terms of he can be at the right space, the right place at the right time. But like, he's the best at it, one of the best in the league at it. So yeah, it's a tricky one. But for me, I'd give Leonard the rest of the season because like he can't do anything. He can't do any like worse than Gallagher, can he?
Yeah.
Really?
And like you said, though, with Gallagher, it is so frustrating because after that Middlesbrough game, I mean, Jesus Christ, I thought when he scored them 2 goals against Middlesbrough, I thought, is this Gallagher's season finally? Is it finally his season? Is he going to put some shifts in? And then he went a game without scoring, another game without scoring, another game. And like you just said, it just dragged and dragged and dragged. And you think, get out my team. I can't be arsed. And then he scores again, and it's a vital goal. He knows how to score a vital goal. I mean, we could be looking at that goal against Coventry and thinking to ourselves, that could be the point that gets us playoffs. You never know. It could be. But then also you could be looking at it and go, if he can score that second header, why did the first header? How did he bottle that so much? And that could have been the extra 2 points we needed to get playoffs. So with Gallagher, it's very hit and miss. I agree with you. I think Harry Leonard. I think he has to come into the team at some point, whether that's on the bench or on the pitch. I think that it's no risk at this point in the season. I think we all know as fans we're going to be getting a new striker in summer. So I think that we could be saying goodbye to Gallagher, or we could be seeing him as a permanent backup on the bench. But yeah, moving on to what a lot of people will be here for today, the predictions for the game. So I'm gonna let you go with this one for straight away, Dan.
Well, I hope that the players remember the hiding that they gave us, and he would start the season and use that as a bit of motivation because that was pathetic, to be fair. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna go 2-1 Rovers. 2-1 Rovers.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, with the Preston game at Ewood, if I'm Yondal Thomason and the other Dan, American Dan, who was on last time, right? He said to me after that Burnley game, he would be stapling the pictures of all the Burnley players' faces all over that dressing room and remind the team how much of a hiding they give us. If I'm Yondal Thomason, I want them to walk in up the deep there, yeah, and I want them to see absolutely every single one of them Preston faces, including Ched Evans, including every single one of them, right? All of them when they were laughing, smiling when they scored the fourth and they're celebrating in front of the fans. Because the players need to know if that happens again, especially at this point in the season, it's absolutely criminal. But
you don't have team talk, do you? You don't even need a team talk. JDT
no,
doesn't say anything. It's like
you,
they know what happened. Like you do not want that to happen again.
you put the highlights on from the last game and you go, look, this is what happened last time. If you let that happen again, none of you are playing again for the team. Simple as that. Because I think this is the point of the season now where we've been given chance after chance, and I keep using this as an example, but we are like a cat. How many bloody lives will we get? You know, we've been given one, and all the other teams have lost their games, and we're like, thank the Lord. You know, all the results have gone for us. Sorry. Then the second one again. I mean, we've won 1 in 7. 1 in 7 our past games, right? We've been given chance after chance after chance after chance. And you just think to yourself, when is our last life? When is Blackburn Rovers' last life? When it gets to the point where we're just not getting playoffs this season.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Exact same last year, weren't it? You're just like, oh, we've lost, but the other teams have lost. Oh, we've got away with it. But you're like, it's a missed chance. And then it'll happen again. And then it'll happen again. And then we'll win a game, but then it'll be too late.
And do you know what? Do you know what though? I think that this season it's a little bit different because we've been in playoffs all season. Do you know what I mean? We've been up there all season. Consistently, we've been in there. I don't think we've dropped out of a playoff place, well, for more than 2 weeks since I think the very start of the season now. And that's what makes it so much more frustrating now. Because as a Blackburn fan, you've got your hopes up. You're thinking, we've been there all the year. Why is it now? Like usually it's February. It's the February curse. You know, everyone knows the Blackburn Rovers February curse. And we swapped that out the window. February was one of our best months of the season. And we're like, oh my God, it's on. And then, you know, March, April's come along and we've gone, oh sugar. You know, the dreaded month of February is just coming a little bit later. That's all it is. And I think that Jon, if he really knows the severity of this situation, I think we will come out there fighting. And the difference between a win and a draw against Preston, I can't see him beating us, but a difference between a win and a draw against Preston is, again, that clinical nature in front of goal. We haven't had a proper striker in absolutely donkeys. I think we'll just about scrape it 1-0 though. That's my prediction. You know, if all you guys want to drop your predictions down below, I would appreciate it big time. But yeah, thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Dan, especially for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Hopefully, I'll be back on the channel very soon.
Yeah, and I'm sure he will. I'm coming up to the Preston game, so I'm sure you might see a bit of me and Dan. I might meet him up for a quick pint, who knows? But if not, I'm sure you'll see more of Dan when it comes to some other previews and some match overviews. But like I said, thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe, turn the bell on, and also to comment down below. Thank you all, and take care.